Tired, yeah.
Here we go.
I'm so tired. Thanks for being honest.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender.
Welcome back.
Brent Humpherys is in the house. Now, you're old enough to remember that, aren't you, at least?
No.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I gotta be honest.
Oh, no.
So many of my business aren't. Was that from Welcome Back, Cotter? Maybe?
There you go.
I got it?
That's it.
Okay, that was a guess.
I am Josh. You got another one that fits with you. When I first had Josh pull that for me, and we started using that, he was like, "I don't know what that's all about." And I had Mary here; she's in on the show with me We do an old man and a millennial once a month, so she comes in there. Okay, I have no idea about it, so I'm like just laughing at that. The joke was on me because I understood it.
Oh, welcome back.
Now we have this option.
Okay.
I said, welcome.
Okay, that's a little more millennial. I legitimately did not know what that was from. And I thought Welcome Back, and then Welcome Back Cotter came to mind. So it was a full-on guess.
So nobody likes the second one that I did.
Well, it's good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you with us. And I did have this other option because now you don't fit the millennial
Thanks.
time
Rub that
frame.
in.
Amy, it says you are trained in technology. That's very good. Are you adept at Excel?
No.
PowerPoint?
No.
Publisher?
Not really.
Exactly in what area of technology are you proficient?
Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, Vine, Twitter. You know the big ones.
I'm surprised you didn't say Facebook.
That's for old people, like my parents.
My kids tell me that.
That's funny.
Okay, so your kids tell you that too?
They do.
Okay, so just a little bit of stats for you. I know we do stats every once in a while. So the stats are that the millennial generation and younger controls about $9 trillion worth of net worth in the country.
Impressive.
Old people, the boomers and older, little over 50 trillion.
Oh, more impressive.
So where do we want to be, folks?
Yeah.
Right? But that's a whole different story.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
You never
that's
know what I'm going to get on this show. You come up with these great content.
a lot of useful trivia. Hey, let's take a look. We're going to celebrate today. Maybe we're going to celebrate. Again, those of you that watch us recording this live, we appreciate it. Visit StreamYard.com/Facebook. I think it is StreamYard.com/Facebook. You can actually put in give us authorization to see who you are. And if you make comments in there, we can actually interact with you through the broadcast. So we do broadcast the programs, or we record live on Wednesday mornings for our Sunday show. So, between the time that we broadcast and the time that this show is airing on Sunday morning, I'm not sure even I will be up in time to listen to the show, but I'm thankful that you are, because we've got St. Patrick's Day, which that might be enough to put me out of business as it is. Corned beef and cabbage, green beer. I think I'm still allowed to have my wine and my Tito's. So, and I shouldn't even say Tito's, because I did have a nice conversation last week with a gentleman. His name is Enrique Velez. from Neft Vodka. You ever heard of Neft Vodka?
I have not.
So Neft Vodka comes in a little barrel. It's pretty cool little packaging play.
It's not Russian, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, because I poured that out. That's gone. That's history. I like Pow vodka. So that comes from Hawaii. It's made out of pineapple. Just more useless trivia. Oatmeal Cookie Day was Friday. I love oatmeal cookies. For those of you that care, I love oatmeal cookies. Sloppy Joe Day. Yeah, we'll go with that one. But you know something? I'm gonna have to go. My team knows me extremely well. So I'm really glad to see that they made one of my favorites. Right? Not the oatmeal cookie is a good one. But you know something? National Chocolate Caramel Day. That's the 19th. That was yesterday if you're listening to us on the radio broadcast. Let's Laugh Day. Well, we do that all the time. Corn Dog Day. And the reason I say all those is because Sunday, I don't know, maybe it's Hangover Day or Beano Day after all the stuff that's gone on this week. National Ravioli Day. Yeah, okay. And I don't know about National Proposal Day. So we're gonna just give you enough celebrating. But beyond the celebrations, maybe I should chat with my friend Brent Humpherys here. So okay, you've got 17 sons, I think you said, or 4
sons,
or 4. I knew them.
17
sons. 4 sons, beautiful bride. You.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the go-to place? And you live in northern San Diego.
We do. Mm-hmm.
Where's the go-to place for that celebration evening?
Well,
birthdays, anniversaries, graduations.
Sure. Well, it used to be Beach House in Cardiff, but that's closed now.
Okay.
So that was, I celebrated every birthday there for over 30 years.
Wow.
Before it closed. So that was tough. But a stone's throw away is Third Corner Wine Bar. A really nice restaurant. Great wine. They have a wine store inside, so you can pick out what you want and bring it to your table. Great ambiance. It's in the lumberyard in Encinitas. And
Third Corner Wine Bar.
Yep, and
we don't even get paid for saying that Brent likes that, so we're just throwing that out there.
Stop in and give them a copy of the broadcast, but no, it's just where I love to go. And the 333 Pacific in Oceanside.
Okay,
wonderful, right there at the pier. Phenomenal. You get the surf and turf.
Surf and turf.
Surf and turf.
Nice.
You guessed it. Meat and lobster.
Steak and lobster. There we go.
I think I know where we're going after the broadcast. I think we should go to lunch. All this talk about chocolate syrup and caramel and oatmeal. I love oatmeal cookies too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Brent's go-to celebration places. So now I'm gonna just guess here, Brent, as you know, maybe 5 to 7 years down the road, you may have to start altering those. And I'll just share why, right? I mean, with our fun, so when we go out for a birthday, if we go out for the birthday or an anniversary or whatever, if we're lucky enough, we have 12 of us, ranging from 1 year and 1 week. My son doesn't like it when we say that he's 53 weeks old or 54 weeks old. So it's 1 year and 1 week, grandson, all the way up to, I'm not going to say who's older, my wife, but you know, that spread. So I don't know, 333, are those kids' places? 333 might be a nice one because it's on the beach.
Yeah, you could definitely take kids.
So
you don't see a whole lot of kids when I've been there, though.
Okay, so I mean, we just change over time. Now we've gotten to the point that we're coming up on Mother's Day, so that's kind of not far after Easter. We got Mother's Day, so we end up our family now. I'll go out twice for Mother's Day, so we go a full family for a part of the day. And if I'm lucky, probably the night before, I'll just take my wife out somewhere nice, just the two of us. So, you get a Mastro's right down there at Ocean Club.
Sure.
Fleming's, Red Onion.
Fleming's is wonderful. Love Fleming's.
You and I went to something called, way back when, something called Seasons.
I do remember that.
That was really good, too.
It was fun.
That was a good place.
Yeah.
So
Poseidon in Del Mar is a place that our family's been for at
that's
least 40
tremendous.
Years. Yeah, it's right on the beach. It's been there forever. It's fantastic. And it was the last place I had lunch or dinner with my mom.
Wow. So brings back some memories.
It does.
Poseidon, I went there with a friend of mine, took me there for the very first time. And nice casual place right there right at the lifeguard station. You get to watch the. Did they do Baywatch there?
I don't know.
Right. I mean, that would have been. You're that close though.
If
right
there's
to
a
that.
water rescue, you'll see it because you're literally right there on the sand.
Yeah, you don't. That's a great place. We had.
Yes, and they've got the big heaters too, so you're sitting there even if it's weather once in a while might change 1 or 2
Oh yeah,
degrees
in San Diego.
Yeah,
You know
They got you
who's
covered.
San Diego. So San Diego news is great. They have all this news and they have sports, and then the weather is like 3 words, same as yesterday, or same as tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, San Diego. You want to know what the weather report is in San Diego? 74 and clear. It doesn't matter what day. Summer, winter, 74 and clear.
It's the reason I live there.
It's a great spot. Hey, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to chat real estate with Brent Humpherys. Don't get caught off guard by closing costs. We're going to chat about that a little bit. Got to always have some good stuff in there. And my guess is I have on my notes here that I want to chat with you about how to audit your own credit report step by step. When Brent and I get together, though, rarely do we get to go off of what we had planned. And that's a good thing. But you can always reach us at our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. With every market, there are solutions, as well as many, many opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So I share with you on a regular basis what the heck is happening in the world of interest rates. And remember, as I share with you each week, yes, I know if you're listening to us on radio, it's Sunday morning, but we record on Wednesday mornings. So I want you to know this. And as of yesterday, that would be March 15th, as we recorded this, 30-year fixed rate home loans, 4.457% is the interest rate on a 30-year conforming, 4.135 on a 30-year jumbo. Now, why do I share that with you? Because there's a lot of folks out there that are constantly asking us about rates, and they hear all these crazy rates on commercials, cut rate agents, all that stuff, cut rate lenders. And I want you to know this is coming from Optimal Blue. I'm not giving you an offer of something that I can lend you at. I'm just telling you what Optimal Blue reports. And their parent company has 35% market share of the loan origination software. So they have a good idea of what rates are being locked at. Now, today we expect on this about 15 minutes from this time we are broadcasting right now, the Federal Reserve is going to come out with their statement on what they're doing with interest rates. It's going to go up. The question will be, what are they going to say in the press conference afterwards? Generally, that has a negative effect on interest rates. But if they tell us that they're going to let their balance sheet run off, now their balance sheet's grown big. So if they say that they're going to let the balance sheet run off or sell mortgage-backed securities, that'll be negative for the interest rate market. Generally, when the Federal Reserve increases interest rates of what they control, which is the Fed funds rate, mortgage rates drop. So that's just history, little history lesson on Ron Siegel Radio. Right, so I just want to give you a little bit of the history of that right there. And really what's most important is how's this going to affect you? Because I'm going to share with you, I was with a whole host of people. I was with about 400 real estate agents over the weekend, this last weekend.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. and we're talking about this. And, agents are great with what they do, right? They know how to know how to market property. The good ones that I talk to, they do. They know how to market property properly, but, sometimes they didn't get into that industry because they wanted to be in finance or math. They wanted to be in real estate. So I just give you this history so you have that. And I have people say, well, what's your interest rate? Let me give you a clue. All my friends here on Go Country, anybody that ever quotes you an interest rate without having a consultation, I'm going to share with you what I call that malpractice. Why? Because they don't know what your situation is. Now, Brent, you deal with a lot of people in relocation, right?
I do.
So some of them may know that they're going on a 2-year job assignment, and then they want to come right back to San Diego, California.
Right.
Now, that person, if I were talking to them, I'd say, something? You don't want to pay down and buy points to buy down your interest rate. You're not going to get your money back. It's not a good investment. I have even to the point shared with people, get a higher interest rate and let the lender cover your closing costs because you've got a short time horizon. It works out better. So is the lowest interest rate the best opportunity for you? No. Every individual has their own unique situation. And if somebody's just going out there spewing interest rates, it's just a bogus crap. Just my opinion. And that's what you tune in for, is for my opinion. That's what I'm here for. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. Let's get into our conversation. Brent Humpherys, Humpherys Homes and Estates is with us. Love chatting with my friend Brent Humpherys. So,
Chat with you, Ron.
and we haven't been in here. It's been a while.
It has. I'm back.
He's back. So we're actually chatting. In fact, Brent, we got to get Brent closer to the mic. Josh is telling me that we're too far away.
That is the first time in my entire life that someone said we need to get Brent closer to the mic. I usually hear the opposite. Wow.
Well, you know something?
Recorded, right? This is great.
Well, it'll cost you if you want a clip of that segment, that piece right there. But you and I chat a lot about the way of discussing the issues that we're working on. And right now, one of them that you're doing a lot of listings. And some people think, well, you put the sign in the ground and it sells. And that might be true, but you may not be getting everything that the property, the full value of the property.
Correct.
Give us a couple of the Brent Humpherys suggestions for maximizing value there.
Thank you. Well, first of all, there's a lot of, and I appreciate you saying that, by the way. It's very true that a property in a beautiful area is going to sell automatically. And there are few listing appointments I've ever been on in 21 years where the client doesn't, or the prospective client at that time doesn't ask, don't properties sell themselves? Well, yeah, in beautiful areas, beautiful properties can sell themselves. But what you're ultimately going to achieve in your closing price can vary very greatly. And so the first thing I would recommend is doing lots and lots of professional photography. And it seems obvious, but there seems to be a little bit of apathy right now. Property sells so quickly. So why invest all the marketing dollars? Why so you saw, and we're going to get to it, 110 photos is my initial shoot. We've been shooting a property starting last week. We're at the 19-hour mark. Tomorrow we land a helicopter on it. We put it on TV in 100 cities. Excellent marketing will drive more buyers faster, and more buyers leads to more showings. More showings leads to more offers, and more offers lead to bidding war. And
do we want a bidding war?
Absolutely. If we're representing the seller, heck yeah.
Well, when you have a bidding war, what does that do? Not only so you're going to bring up the price of the property with a bidding war. Mm-hmm. What happens with the request for repairs in a bidding war?
Good. Well, I have long said that and I know that this is live stream, so you can see it. If you're listening on the radio, you can't. But just imagine a bar of what the buyer believes the property is worth. And then imagine now an arrow going above that bar, meaning that the buyer believes they're overpaying. Whatever that delta is between what they perceive the value of their new home to be versus what they've paid is the pain point. And the pain point usually results in the request for repairs, where it's, let's level the score now. We've got open enrollment. It's usually a week to a week and a half into the escrow. Gosh, I paid $300,000 above the asking. Here are 58 things I want done that my physical inspector said needs to happen. So that has been the risk historically. What I'm seeing right now, and I don't just sell in San Diego. I mean, I've been blessed to sell in 4 to 5 counties in Southern California. What I'm seeing is buyers being advised up front at the offer time, hey, my seller is inclined to go with you, even though we have 24 other very compelling offers, as long as you're going to request, you're not going to make any requests at all, unless it's major health and safety items, things which, if known at the time of your offer, would have maybe dropped your asking price. Do buyers always want to ask for something? Yes. But we're finding more often than not, we're setting the expectation up front. This is as is, and we really mean as is.
So let me throw this one at you because it is a real live example on Ron Siegel Radio. So we went into a contract on a property the end of last year, and I think it was in Norco, California. And they discovered during the inspection that there was a leak in the pool. Would that be something that would be significant enough to maybe reopen negotiations, even if there's a bidding war?
I would think so.
Okay.
But what I would say to my buyer, if I were in that situation, if I may, would be, let's get a quote from a licensed pool contractor. And let's say that the leak, and I have no expertise in pools at all. I know they have water. You're supposed to put chlorine in them and all that. And, diving boards aren't.
I don't even know how to use a screwdriver, so we're on the same page. Yeah. I do know that the request, that the quote, the 2 quotes were basically the same place, right around $40,000.
Okay. So the example I was going to give is, let's say that it's $5,000, and that's not a quote, but that's just my idea.
Right.
I, as a buyer's agent, would have a conversation with my client and say, look, I know this is a repair that you don't want to take on, and you shouldn't have to. And if you had known, you probably would have offered less. But what is the opportunity cost of canceling right now and re-entering a market with almost no inventory and multiple competing buyers on the next home with prices rising 1%, 2%, and 3% per month? You might pay more than the cost of fixing the pool in that example. Now, 40 grand, that's a big number.
Exactly. And so one of the things as a good buyer's agent, the lady that was representing on this one, they did go back and they asked for a request for repairs. And they said, oh, by the way, Mr. Seller, Mr. Seller's agent, you do know that if we don't come together, that this is now something that you're going to have to disclose to the next person.
Correct. You have a contractual duty. Mm-hmm.
Is that normal?
It is. You absolutely have to disclose it because it's a material fact. And in some counties, there's an additional layer of protection, the property questionnaire addendum, that basically asks, are you, seller, aware of any reports, estimates, disclosures, maintenance reports on the property? And if yes, attach them here. And so it's not just a disclosure, it's here's the report with the $40,000 price tag. Okay,
so it's a good issue for both, but at least you get an idea of how a professional is going to deal with that, because you're going to have because that's what you need. Now, I know you hear it from Ron Siegel Radio all the time. Do you think the cut rate brokers know that answer, or the cut rate agents? And I hear a lot of them on various channels. I'm driving around all the time. I listen to quite a bit of stations, and I hear them variously. Hey, we're going to cut the agent's fee. And I'm going to tell you right now, no, I am not a honk for real estate agents, but I do understand what they're doing. And you know something? Just think about that job. And I shared on social media, because in this market, I see a lot of places where agents are asked to do their job for less than what is the norm or what they've contracted for. And do you want them to really? Right. So because you go and you say to an agent, I want you to take a 50% haircut on what your fees are. Well, does that mean you're expecting that they're going to do 50% of the work for you? Negotiate 50% of the time for you? Just throwing that out there, that I want you to just understand where that's coming from, what the market is all about. And what are you going to get? What are you trying to achieve? Long term, as a buyer, you're not ever going to pay off the house. Historically. Now, there are a few that do. Average person keeps their loan 5 years. Right? So historically, you're not going to pay that off anyway. And buyers, I know they tell you that you're not paying for it. The buyer pays for everything. Comes out of the seller's proceeds, but the buyer's paying for everything. So I'm not going to try and insult your intelligence. But the bottom line is, I want my agent to be as excited to go to work for me as possible, because I'm spending a lot of money. And I don't care whether you're buying a $200,000 house or a $10 million house. It's a lot of money. It's your castle. It's your money. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, talking about a castle, we're going to chat about one when we come back with Brent Humpherys. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 0186945. We're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, the real-time real estate segment today. Being brought to you by our friends at rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Anywhere in the sound of my voice, and yes, I know we are on the World Wide Web. Anywhere in the sound of my voice, you can go on Home Scout and almost anywhere, find properties. Beauty of Home Scout is most real estate agents, Brent's a little unique, but most real estate agents, they have a limited area that they're able to search for properties. Maybe it's all of Southern California. Maybe it's all of the Coachella Valley, whatever. I know the Southern California is a big MLS. Home Scout has, I think, 97% of the country. So you can actually go in there if you wanted to, which most people don't, and look up Manhattan, New York, and get the MLS for that area, see what's available. Do you have access to the New York City MLS?
I do have access to the data, but not in that feed. But you're
okay.
I'm eager to sign up for Home Scout.
That
sounds wonderful.
It's pretty cool, right? Especially for somebody like you who deals a lot in relocations, because you might be helping somebody today in Poway, California, which you are, and we're going to talk about in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're looking to move to Austin, Texas.
That just happened.
Right. So we've got the feed for Austin, Texas right here. And we can go and put into this feed, rsrhomescout.com. It's free for you. You can put in there that I want properties only. You have to play with it, because the property we're going to talk about in a minute is listed a little over $3 million. Mm-hmm. Well, $3 million in Poway, California, Southern California, San Diego, California, is going to give you a whole different ball game than a $3 million property in I don't think they have any in East St. Louis, Missouri. It's not a great neighborhood. But see what I'm saying? So you're going to be able to play with this. You can actually go into here and look on the bottom right and see what the cheap homes are in 92864. Now, cheap is relative because I've got that on my screen right now. I see 2 at $4 million, 1 at $2.7 million, 1 at $3.5 million. 1 at $1.93 million. So maybe that's not cheap to you. Maybe it is cheap to somebody else. But what we want to talk about today is Brent Humpherys has this property that we're going to talk about. 16110 Lakeview Road.
That is correct.
In Poway. Is it available for sale right now?
It will be tomorrow.
It will be tomorrow.
But if you're tuning into this broadcast, and I understand you have several 100,000 listeners just on the Sunday morning show, you can call or text me. I'll get you in.
Okay. So if you're watching us as we record this live Wednesday morning, so it's not up yet. If you're listening to the radio broadcast with our friends at Go Country 105, it's already live, and you have a limited amount of time because the way properties are selling, and yes, we do have experience at this price point. Even at this price point, you get bidding wars.
You do. You absolutely do, and we will.
And if you're watching us on our video feeds Or if you're listening to us on Go Country, you can go back to, again, you can go to ronsiegelradio.com in the archives, and you can see this property. Brent, I'm going to make you work now.
Go for it.
So when we record these, I get to look at the pictures. But I know you're in northern San Diego. They don't have basketball in San Diego, do they?
You're asking someone that's 5'3" about basketball.
Sorry. Okay, so there was a broadcaster, the greatest of all time, in my opinion, Chick Hearn, and he used to have a comment that his job was to deliver a bird's eye view.
Ooh, I like that.
So he wanted his listeners, because back then he was doing the simulcast. It was Lakers simulcast on radio and TV both. But the radio people, they couldn't see what was going on.
Okay.
So we need a bird's eye view of 16110 Lakeview Road. And I'm looking at picture number 110. No, I'm not going to ask Brent what's on picture number 100. Although with Brent Humpherys, he may know. I'm not going to ask him, though.
I think it's the downstairs guest suite leading to the private patio with the arched wrought iron gate.
Tell us,
opens to the
what
30-foot water wall.
Okay, there.
Where's that waterfall?
So as we drive down the road,
Sure.
Give me a word's eye. What am I going to see as I'm driving down the road, driving up to 16110 Lakeview Road in Poway, California?
Well, first of all, we've had those lower communities and the upper communities, and I'm speaking about topography. Imagine that you were driving up this long, windy street, and all of a sudden, as you got to the end of the cul-de-sac, is you had 270-degree west-facing views over North County. You have a custom-built.
Okay, wait. I'm slow, Brent. I'm a simple guy.
Okay.
270-degree west. Now, if I'm not mistaken, how could it? 270 is almost all the way around.
It is almost all the way around, because the way the property sits at the very end of the hillside, at the end of the cul-de-sac, up high, you have 270-degree views.
That I understand.
Okay.
But it's almost got to be south, west, and north. Maybe you're missing a little east. But it's going to have a lot of view. That's a massive view.
You need to come see it. Mr. Nakamura, the architect of this custom-built home, designed it so that every single room in the house has views of the sunset.
Wow, that's spectacular.
It is.
Especially a San Diego sunset or Poway.
The sunsets convey with the home, by the way. I asked the seller. They said they'll convey the sunsets.
Okay.
Picture a deck that is almost 1,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah, with copper railing all the way around. It's absolutely beautiful. It's 5,062 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, plus a beautiful office, 2 family rooms, upper and lower level, a gorgeous wine room, up a lower 2-car garage and upper 2-car garage. The 2-car garage up.
So wait, do I have to drive my car up the steps?
No, you actually, and by the way, you have an upper garage for the sports cars, if you will, where you can pull into the garage, and there's a garage door on both sides. So it's almost like those elevators and those high rises.
Okay, yeah.
Where you get on one side, then you exit the other. You have your own drive-through with this property.
Well, that's kind of etiquette. So I don't know if you're familiar with this. I mean, more useless information from Ron Siegel. So the etiquette is that if you have a limousine's never supposed to go backwards with passengers. So the limo goes in one side and out the other.
Yeah, no reverse. You have a nearly 70,000-gallon pool, about a 7,000-gallon spa.
Like to heat that up.
You've got 3 entertaining palapas with integrated electrical. You've got.
It's like for those layman people, that's a gazebo.
You can call it that. Yeah,
palapas.
And they convey.
This is Go Country, Brent. I mean, palapas.
Yes. Okay. We were on a broadcast a bit ago. You mentioned a straw hut.
Straw hut.
It works,
right? I mean, think about maybe it's because of my senses. I think about Hawaii, right? I mean, you think about
Oh, absolutely.
You got the beautiful view of the ocean, and you got a straw hut. I don't have a palapa. Do I have to put my finger out when I say that? Right?
I don't know. 1.3 acres, gorgeous property, unobstructed views, complete privacy. You're 1.3 miles from Lake Poway. You're walking distance to Poway High.
Is that a gated entrance?
Dual gated entrance.
Dual gated.
So on odd days, you can go in through the left gate. And
well, sometimes you want to go in the upper gate, and sometimes you want to go to the lower gate.
Sure.
Whatever you want to call.
Which gate do you want to use? There's a service entrance and a guest entrance.
So let's bring this back to common people like me. Simple, guys.
The home's gorgeous.
It's a spectacular property. And so why do I bring that and chat about it? Real simple. I spent this past weekend, like I mentioned earlier, at a conference, and there were two of the speakers there that one of them died 3 times and they brought him back. One of them was burnt massively. She was burnt 85% of her body, but that's not the important part. Most every person there mentioned the fact that they did not start out with immense wealth. Many of them started out really, really poor, but they were able to work hard and they were able to achieve the American dream. I look at this property, and yes, I am fortunate enough to be viewing it on my screen right here. I think this is what you would call the American dream.
Correct.
Right? You work hard, accomplish something. Now, maybe you're not there yet. Maybe the point is that this is called a goal.
That works.
Right?
That
I mean, now somebody's going to, obviously, I understand. There is somebody that's going to walk up to this property this weekend and make probably a lot of somebody's, and make offers, and Brent and the team will go through and qualify the buyers and come up with a winning bid by the end of the weekend, probably, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
You know that stuff better than me. I'm just a guy doing a little radio here. But the bottom line is this is something to aspire to, right? I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful property. I mean, I'm looking right now at one of the bedrooms, and they might call it a guest room. I might call it the primary bedroom, if you will. I guess you're not allowed to say master bedroom. I would say master bedroom. I don't care, right? I'm old. That's all I remember. But I mean, bedrooms are beautiful, big.
They're spacious. Oh, many areas of the property have as high as 14-foot ceilings.
Wow.
And the architect did this pop-up light channel where literally there's this, some of those ranges that go up and down with a vent.
Yeah.
This doesn't move up and down, but it pops, it's up, and you have 4 large windows on the east side and 4 large on the west. So, 4 plus 4 is 8. You have 8 big windows that bring in light into the home. You can't find anything dark in this property whatsoever, anywhere.
Spectacular property. If you want more information on it, give us a call at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with Brent Humpherys. Humpherys Homes and Estates. Beautiful property. Now, again, I look at some of the properties. There's quite a few properties that I'll go and look at that I don't do it as much as I used to, but are not within my budget or my desires. But I like to look at them because there's things that you can aspire to. There are things that can motivate you, give you an idea of what could be, what you can accomplish in this great country of ours. So just throw that out there for you. And if it is right for you, if you're relocating to the area, Brent Humpherys, again, he's the one. And as always, I ask you, hey, let's, what are we going to do? I know we've got more to talk about. We've got our Your Credit Matters. I don't know if we'll do that or not. But I'm going to talk more with how do you maximize that? Now, we just showed you a property. It's over $3 million. Will Brent's strategies, I don't want to say tricks because they're not tricks, strategies, help this family maximize the sales price? We're going to share some of the ways that Brent does that for his clients when we come back. You can reach me anytime again, off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And again, if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. You know, it would not be a Ron Siegel Radio broadcast if I didn't give away stuff. So we better get on to giving away a few things here and there. I know some people don't like that I give away so much stuff on the radio, but hey, I like to. So let's, we already talked about, you can go ahead and get that free home shopping option or opportunity. You can even find out what the exact or what the value of your property is. rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. We did last week release our newest version of the Home Buyer's Guide and Home Seller's Guide. Now, you know me, I'm a simple guy. So all we do on these links is change one letter. rsrhsg.com. rsrhsg.com. About a 20, 25-page book. I don't remember what this month's is. Or you can go to rsrhbg.com. rsrhbg.com.
That's Home Buyer's Guide.
Yeah,
I'm
see
catching on.
I'm a simple guy.
Yes,
That's
it's
the
for
way we
sale. I
do
love
it.
Straw Hut.
Yeah, that's now this one's a little bit more. It's a little sad. Maybe it's exciting for some people. So we know that we are in divorce season. We're just about finishing the divorce season. Usually the first quarter of the year is divorce season. So we do have our better outcomes, our divorcing your mortgage workbook, mydymworkbook.com, mydymworkbook.com. You can put all your real property in there, and we'll send you a full report back, giving you some ideas there. And last but not least, one of my favorites. Brent, I think you'll probably like this one. rsrhero.com, rsrhero.com. Giveaways. So we give a discount to every veteran, every military, active or reserve, teachers, nurses. Did I miss anybody? Doctors. I think doctors might be on there. Doctors, nurses, teachers, fire, police. You know, we got to love our fire and policemen.
Yep.
How can I forget them? Vet and military. So rsrhero.com. Go on there, see if you qualify under that program as well. So, you know, what's that? Got five freebies right there. And obviously, those of you that are thinking about getting out of debt, rsrrapidpayoff.com. That's a little example. rsrrapidpayoff.com. You want to get out of debt? You want to pay off your home in 9 years, 10 years, 11 years? Not by going to the other guy on radio who wants you to do a 15-year mortgage that I think is very, very high risk. I'm not a fan of it. But you can still get your property paid off in 9 to 11 years. If you qualify, it's a guarantee. I don't give you the guarantee, but I can tell you the people that do. RSRRapidPayoff.com. Let's get back to our conversation with Brent Humpherys today. So we're chatting with Brent about some of the strategies, secret tricks behind the screen with Brent Humpherys. So how do you maximize that selling price? Because you work mostly with sellers.
They do.
Now, I know you do help the buyers too, but mostly with the sellers.
I have 2 buyers in escrow right now. One of them you're doing the financing on. They're very pleased.
Love that.
But mostly I do mostly work with sellers, yeah.
Well, most of those sellers are going to go buy something, aren't they?
Many of them are leaving California.
Okay, well, we can help them too.
That's not a comment on Lakeview. That's just a comment on just in general.
Right.
Many of the sellers I'm working with are leaving the state.
Well, part of it, some of it might be by desire. Some of it's their jobs moving.
Sure.
Relocations. I mean, if you were working for Toyota a few years back, either you moved to the Dallas area or you moved to a different company to go to work for. Plain and simple. So give us some of the seller strategies we're going to use for sellers. Now listen to some of these, because Brent deals with a lot of the higher end market, but I know you've also got into some of the low. Do you change your strategies based on high end versus low end, or do you give everybody the same great service?
I give the same great service, the same marketing tools, the same photographer, the same videographer, the same 3D tour, the same, whether it's a $300,000 townhome or whether it's a multi-million-dollar estate. And that's been fun, because I want to treat everybody with the same level of service. So so this is going to sound a little bit technical, but this isn't sales fluff. This actually makes a difference in the bottom line. Most people carry an iPhone or an Android phone.
Sure.
And some people are cultish about either choice, and that's, fine. But whether you're carrying an iPhone or an Android, they can communicate with it. They're interoperable. You can send text messages back, and you got blue bubbles and green bubbles, and I know there are reasons for that. But
I don't know what they mean, but I've seen them.
Yeah, you can communicate back and forth. There are 2 primary lock
You're not talking
boxes.
about Lawrence Welk, are you?
We're not.
Okay.
Although I did see his star yesterday on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
There you go.
Yeah. Lock boxes, there are 2 primary manufacturers. There's Sentry Lock and there's Supra. Well, San Diego, and by the way, these are closed systems. So if you are a realtor in San Diego County, you definitely have access to Sentry Lock. You probably don't have access to Supra. But if you're in Orange County, Riverside County, LA County, Santa Barbara County, San Bernardino County, and so on and so forth, you have Supra, which doesn't communicate with Sentry Lock.
Trick question. What's Ventura have?
They have Supra.
I knew he'd know the answer.
Okay. You put me on the spot several times, but this is good. This is good. I mean, I should know the answer, right? Here's where I'm going with this. I'm finishing my 21st year in the business. I have yet
started at age 8.
It's very kind of you. Okay, we'll turn my head down. You can see the
there we go.
I have yet to ever, not even once, see a property other than my own that has both a Sentry Lock and a Supra box. Now, why is this important? Do you think someone's not going to sell a home because we use the Sentry manufacturer, not Supra? No, because the systems are closed. And I'm here to tell you, because I track the analytics, as you know, I'm a little bit neurotic about it daily. There are multiple agents coming from Riverside and Orange County, which border San Diego County.
Sure.
You're listening from out of area, you may not know that. Those agents are coming here to show property. If they show up and they're not a member of the board and a member of the Sentry Lock, the closed system for San Diego, they cannot show the home unless they can talk their way into getting an access code for the property. An access code is not secure. There's no tracking on who used it. It could appear on an internet blog. You could have a new agent that doesn't want to work and they just text the code to their buyers and they're walking through a property unattended. Supra tracks it. There's a Bluetooth app, a fob, there's a cellular data signal. It's got to be registered on your app and updated daily or you don't get in. So the point is, from a security perspective and from a convenience perspective, if you offer both lock boxes and you advertise in the neighboring MLS systems, which I do, tagged for Supra, you're going to bring all those out-of-area agents to maybe the only property in the county that offers both systems. So it's very convenient.
So what's the purpose of getting all the out-of-area agents to come and see the property?
Well, great question. You're going to think this is set up. More showings leads to more offers, and more offers leads to higher money, more money for the seller.
So I'm just going to do simple math here. And I don't even know about this property, right? I mean, I've seen the pictures of it. I'm not a real estate agent. I have a license. I don't use it. I'm not qualified. I shouldn't say that. Having a license qualifies you to do real estate. It doesn't give you any value just by having the license. You have to have the experience to go with it or have a great agent. 16110 Lakeview Road is going to be over $3 million listing.
Correct. See, look,
Simple.
you're qualified. You're qualified.
There you go.
Call Ron today.
Simple math. So if you can generate marketing activities, and I'm going to go back to very, very basics. Who makes more money? And you may not have the exact answer, but do you think that Tom Brady makes more money? Maybe Tom Brady's not. Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he just signed a contract the other day. I know you're 5'7", you told me, or something like that. So you may not
5'3".
be
My
5'3".
goodness.
So you may not be a big football buff either. But it doesn't matter. Who makes more money? Aaron Rodgers, and I think he just signed a $50 million a year contract, or the young man or young lady at Dick's Sporting Goods selling Aaron Rodgers jerseys? Or we all watch Aaron Rodgers and the other guy from St. Louis doing the farmers commercials or State Farm commercials, right? Who makes more money, the guy marketing or the guy that sells the product?
It's a good example,
right? So we all know that the guy that does the marketing is the one that makes the money. Now, let's say Brent goes out and does his job better than, and I submit he will, than a cut rate broker, and he can generate an extra 10 or 15% on this property.
The numbers would add up very quickly.
10% is an extra $300,000 for the seller of the property. Now I'm a simple guy. That means $450,000 if you can add 15%. That's a lot of money. And I don't care whether you're dealing with a $300,000 property or $3 million property. I don't know too many people that say, I don't want that $300,000. If you do know somebody that doesn't want it, 1-800-306-1990. I'll even send you my Hi Hello app. It's got my Venmo right on there. You can send it to me. You know, you can do that real simple. Josh will share, right? So the bottom line is you want the person that's going to do the outrageous marketing, not just basic marketing. I'm going to submit, putting it into the MLS. That's kind of like going to a poker game and you have an ante, right? If you're an agent or a for sale by owner, it's got to get out onto the internet.
Sure.
Pictures, you have those too. Real good pictures, that's what a marketer does.
Yeah.
Right?
We're landing a helicopter in the driveway of this property tomorrow and putting it on TV on Sunday on primetime in more than 100 cities in Southern California.
Wow.
People watch that show. They call the host. They
Wow.
talk to him about the property.
That's pretty spectacular.
It's fun. It's enjoyable. And this is why you pay.
You don't even have to duck for the helicopter.
Oh gosh, that's horrible. That's funny. I don't know. I'll know tomorrow.
You kid about it, so that's the only reason I
No,
bring it up.
it's totally fine.
It's Brent and I are friends. There you go. Hey, if you want more information about this property or any other property, or real estate, any of the things we give away, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Happy to put you in touch with Brent Humpherys, Humpherys Homes and Estates. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
I'd like to call him something. I think I'll just call it a day. Oh.